Hello friend, this is Nikhil here. Today we will discuss regarding the Parkinson disease. In this video we will see the Parkinson disease, symptoms of Parkinson disease, what is the neurochemical basis for the Parkinson disease, and at the last we will see the treatment for the Parkinson disease. So let us start with what is Parkinson disease. The Parkinson disease is a progressive degenerative disorder. It means that in case of the Parkinson disease, there is a degradation of neurons, as well as the Parkinson disease is gradually increases. Hence, it is called as progressive disorder. Mostly, the Parkinson disease is affect the older patients. The majority of cases of Parkinson disease are idiopathic. It means that in most of the cases of Parkinson disease, the cause of the disease is unknown. Next, we will discuss regarding the neurochemical basis for the Parkinson disease. It means that which neurotransmitters are mainly involved in the Parkinson disease with the specific region which are affected. The most consistent lesion in the Parkinson disease is the degeneration of neuron in the substantia nigra and the nigrostriatal region. And due to the degeneration of this neuron in this region, there is a result in the deficiency of dopamine in the striatum. As we know that the dopamine is mainly control the muscle tone and coordinates the movement. So therefore, in case of the Parkinson disease, there is a decrease in the level of dopamine, and at the same time the level of acetylcholine level is get increases. But the acetylcholine level can be managed easily by giving the anticholinergic agents. So basically we will see this diagram so we can be easily understand what happened actually in the Parkinson disease. So here given the normal neuron, and the second here given the neuron of the Parkinson disease patient. So basically in case of the normal neuron, there is insufficient level of dopamine in the synaptic cells, and therefore the sufficient level of dopamine can be transmitting to the neurons. But in case of the Parkinson reduced dopamine, there is a reduction in the dopamine in the synaptic cell. Therefore, not sufficient amount of dopamine is transmitting to the neuron, which can be results into the Parkinson disease. So next we will see the symptoms of Parkinson disease. First of all, the symptom is the rigidity, tremor, hypokinesia, which is mainly hypokinesia. It means they reduce or slow the muscle movement, impair posture and the balance. Siluria, that is the excessive salivation. Dementia is also occur in the severe cases. Difficulty in walking due to the rigidity, the speech changes and the writing changes. So these are the symptoms in case of the Parkinson disease. Next, we will see the treatment for the Parkinson disease. Basically, two important classes are involved in the Parkinson disease treatment. First one is the drug acting on the brain dopaminergic system, and the second is the drug acting on cholinergic system. So first of all we will discuss regarding the drugs acting on the brain dopaminergic system. So the first class is dopaminergic precursor. Example is levodopa. So basically the levodopa is commonly useful in the treatment of Parkinson disease. But if you give the levodopa orally, about 95% of the levodopa is get decarboxylated by dopa decarboxylase in the periphery, and about only 1 to 2% of the dopamine crosses the blood brain barrier, and therefore the T half of the dopamine is decreases. So next we will see the mechanism of action of levodopa. As the levodopa is converted into dopamine via the action of naturally occurring enzyme which is called as dopa decarboxylase. These occur both in the peripheral circulation and in the central nervous system after levodopa has crossed the blood brain barrier, and further it is converted into the dopamine as the levodopa is a prodrug. So basically here the mechanism is given. The levodopa in the periphery is further converted into dopamine by the action of dopa decarboxylase, and by the action of COMT, that is the catechol O-methyl transferase enzyme, the levodopa is converted into 3-O-methyl dopa, and the levodopa which is crosses the blood-brain barrier. In the brain also, the levodopa is further converted into the dopamine and the 3-O-methyl dopa by the respective enzymes such as the dopa decarboxylase and the COMT. Further, the dopamine is also metabolized by MAO-B, that is the monoamine oxidase, which can be linked to the oxidation of dopamine in the brain. So it can be converted into the DOPAC, and finally the next class is the peripheral decarboxylase inhibitors, and the examples are carbidopa and the benserazide. As we see in the earlier diagram, the peripheral decarboxylase is an enzyme which is responsible for the peripheral decarboxylation of levodopa into dopamine, and therefore we have to block this enzyme by giving the peripheral decarboxylase inhibitor. The mechanism of action of these agents: the carbidopa increases the efficacy of levodopa by preventing the peripheral metabolic degradation and thus allowing the more levodopa to penetrate into the brain, while the dopa decarboxylase is present both inside as well as outside the brain. But the carbidopa only blocks the metabolism outside the brain as it cannot penetrate the brain. Hence, the levodopa is easily crosses the blood-brain barrier and further converted to dopamine and produces its action. Why carbidopa and levodopa are given in the combination? As we see, the carbidopa increases the T-half in the periphery and make the more of the levodopa is available to cross the blood-brain barrier and reach its sites of action. As well as by combining the levodopa and the carbidopa, the dose of levodopa is get reduced to 1/4. As well as the cardiac complications which are occurs due to the levodopa are also get reduced. The carbidopa also reduces the side effect which are occurs due to the levodopa, such as nausea and vomiting. Next class is the dopaminergic agonist. The examples are bromocriptine, ropinirole and the pramipixole. The next is the MAO-B inhibitors. The examples are selegiline and the rasagiline. As we see earlier, the MAO-B is an enzyme which is responsible for the oxidation of the dopamine in the brain, and therefore we have to block this enzyme by giving the MAO-B inhibitors, and therefore the level of dopamine is increases in the brain. The next is the COMT inhibitors. As we know that the COMT is an enzyme which is also responsible for the conversion of levodopa into the 3-O-methyl dopa in the periphery as well as brain, and therefore by blocking this enzyme we have to give the COMT inhibitors. Examples are tolcapone and the entacapone. The next is the dopamine facilitator. The example is amantadine. The next subclass is the drugs affecting the brain cholinergic system. In this first is the central cholinergics. The examples are trihexyphenidyl, procyclidine and the bipiridine. As the central cholinergics are mainly acts by reducing the unbalanced cholinergic activity in the striatum of Parkinson patients, and these drugs are mainly produces the improvement in the Parkinson symptoms lasting for 4 to 8 hours after a single dose. Mainly, the central cholinergic drugs are central cholinergic drugs such as the anticholinergic agents are mainly decreases the level of acetylcholine. Generally, the tremor is benefited more than rigidity, as well as the siluria is controlled by this peripheral action. The last class is the antihistaminic agents. The examples are orphenadrine and the promethazine. So this is the treatment for the Parkinson disease. Thank you. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you again.